Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Diana. On my channel, I do make videos on nursing, updates in nursing practice here in the UK. I also share tips on the process involved in migrating to the UK as a registered nurse. I've done several videos in which I discuss the tips on how to pass OSCE and some of the restrictions with the Tier 2 visa that most people don't know. In this particular video, I'm going to share with you tips on what to actually do within the first year you have arrived in the UK. And most of the information on this video is going to be based on my personal experience, the lessons I've learned, the mistakes I've made, and I'm going to share this with you so that you don't make the same mistake. And this video is going to be about what to do within the first year that you've arrived in the UK. There are certain things I wish I had done within the first year of arriving here in the UK. I've been here for almost 2 years, and when I look back, I've just asked myself, why have I not done this? Why have I not done this? And I'm just going to share this with you so that you don't repeat the same mistakes I have made. So the first advice I'll give is about acquiring a driving license when you arrive here in the UK. I used to drive back home before I came here, and I'm so surprised that I've been here for almost 3 years and I still don't drive. I still don't have UK driving license. Although it's not really a big deal because it doesn't really affect my work. But then I wish that I had done this long time ago. When it came upon me to actually start the process, that was when this whole lockdown thing started and it messed up all my plans. So in order to acquire a UK driving license, at least you should have lived here for about 6 months. And like I said, I've been here for more than that, and I still don't even have the driving license yet. If you have an international driving license, you can arrive in the UK, drive with that for at least a year, then you can start the process of registering with the DVLA here in UK to get your driving license. If you don't have one, after you've lived here for 6 months, you qualify to start applying for a UK driving license. So I will leave the link to the DVLA UK where you can start the process, and it starts by you applying for a provisional driving license. With a provisional driving license, then you can go ahead and book a theory test with the DVLA. Then you go ahead and book your practical test, after which you actually get the driving license. And I think that one of the reasons why I've not done this, or I've not had the driving license yet, is because wherever I've lived, it's always within walking distance to the hospital I was working in. So it never really, so I never really felt the need in applying or getting the driving license. But then I really regret it now when I look back, because I feel like even if I had no intention of buying a car right now, at least getting the driving license would have been very, very beneficial. Then you might not feel the need in having that driving license, but at some point it will become very, very essential. Any job opportunity might come up and they might ask that you should be someone with a driving license. Sometimes you could register with an agency where they can give you so many shifts, which you can get so much money, but then because you don't drive, you are so limited, and it actually limits you in so many ways. So even if you don't have the intention of buying a car right when you arrive, at least start the process of getting the driving license so that if any opportunity comes along, you don't miss it just because you don't drive. So another thing I wish I had done long time ago is register with an agency. So I know that yes, you acquire a certificate of sponsorship to come here and work in a particular hospital, but you are not limited to that hospital alone. What I mean by this is you are allowed to register with an agency where you can book extra shifts if you want. And with these agencies, they give you shifts in so many hospitals across the country. And if you have not registered, it means you are kind of limited to your hospital alone. So even if you are off and you wish to do an extra shift just to get some extra coins, you are still limited to your own hospital. And one thing with these agencies is they pay high rates compared to what you get if you do shift in your own hospital. I'm not saying you should abandon your hospital completely, because it's always good to learn so many staff or be in different wards within your own hospital so that you can learn quite a lot. But sometimes, you know, these agencies, they can pay like 3 times more than what your hospital will actually pay. So if I had registered with any of these agencies way back when I arrived, I would have earned so much money. So at least I would advise that once you get here, at least work within your hospital environment, get all your competencies, be confident enough, and at least after 6 months or so, you should qualify to register with an agency whereby they can give you shifts in any other hospital across the country. And this takes me back to the first point I mentioned about having a driving license. So if you have a driving license and you are registered with an agency whereby you can pick up shifts here and there in between your normal work hours, at least it will definitely supplement your income. The advice I'll give with this agency is try as much as possible not to limit yourself to just one agency. You can register with at least 2 or more. The reason why I'm saying is, if you don't get a shift with this agency, at least you are assured of getting shifts somewhere else. There are some agencies that really pay very, very high rates. One thing I've noticed is for those agencies that pay high, it's quite difficult getting shifts with them. Their shift like comes once in a while. And even with those shifts, you realize that they'll be so far away from you that if you don't drive, it's so difficult to even get there. And even if you drive, it will just be so far away. So don't limit yourself to just one agency. You can register with at least 1 or with 2 or 3. So that at least when you're off and you're really, really in need of money, you want to get some extra cash, at least if this agency disappoints you, you can always fall on the other so that at least you can be sure of getting shifts whenever you want. So in order to maximize your earnings with these agencies, try and pick up shifts either on weekends or night shifts, because you tend to earn more when you work nights or weekends than when you work the normal weekdays. And also it's so busy on the ward during the weekdays compared to you working a night or weekend shift. So that is one tip or trick. You know, when it comes to these agencies, you get the money, but try and then just know the game and get to know when to book the shift so that at least you maximize your earnings, and whatever energy you are exerting in this shift, at least you know you are getting the money you deserve for this. Some agencies pay as high as £40 an hour. So you can imagine, even if you do just one 12-hour shift, you can imagine how much you get, and this will actually go a long way to supplement your income, to help you support your family and all that. So if I had registered with an agency way back when I arrived, I would have been a millionaire by now. So don't repeat the same mistake I've made. Once you get here, spend about 6 months, get all your competencies and all that, register with at least an agency 2 or 3, so that at least whenever you're off, you can get some shift to supplement your income. So one last thing is, I've regretted not starting to save for a mortgage. You know, all along I've had it in mind that UK houses are so expensive. Even the rent itself is quite expensive depending on which area you live in anyway. But then there are some areas within the UK where you can get cheaper accommodation and obviously cheaper houses. So it's never too early, it's never too late for you to actually start committing yourself to saving for a mortgage in the future. There are people who were not born here. They migrated just like you and I, but they've managed to save, to get deposit to buy houses, and now they are rent-free. They are not paying rent to other people, or they are not paying other people's mortgage, if you know what I mean. So it's never too early, it's never too late for anyone. So even if you've never started, just open a separate account if you can, purposely for that, and commit yourself to put in at least a certain amount of money in that account every month that you don't even touch. I know we have several responsibilities, especially back home, if you have lots of family pressure on you and all that, but you should set your priorities and know what you want. Sometimes you have to put yourself first, and at least just commit your mind to saving a certain amount of money in a particular account where you will not even have access to it, to get a bank card or check where you'll be withdrawing. So that at least if you commit yourself to that, by the time you spend 5 years in the UK, you have your indefinite, you realize that at least you would have had something which is substantial enough for you to use as a deposit for your mortgage. And it's even better if you are a couple. It's quite difficult if you are single, but then it still depends on where you live. If you live in an expensive area, obviously most of your money will be going into rent. But if you live in a cheaper area where you're paying like 300-400 pounds for accommodation, I mean, you can actually commit to saving for a mortgage. So that is one thing I've also regretted not starting long time ago, and I wish that I had done this. And I don't want you to make the same mistake. So once you arrive, that is something you don't even need to spend like 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months with. That you can start the very first day you get your salary. So open a separate account purposely for that, and open the account in such a way that you will not really have easy access to it. Otherwise, you just keep on withdrawing, and there'll be no point in even opening that account in the first place. So I just want to assure you that if people have done it, you can also do it. Just put your mind to it, set your priorities, and you will be able to do this. In the next 4 or 5 years, you'll be living in your own house and not paying rent to anybody. We've come to the end of this video, and I hope that the experience I've shared with you will go a long way to help you in certain decisions that you need to make. So just a quick roundup of whatever I've mentioned in this video. Number 1, apply for a driving license within the first year you have arrived in the UK. At least register with an agency, either 1 or 2. And also don't forget to start saving for a mortgage. You can do it. Just put your mind to it and you can do it. If you found this video useful, please share it with anybody whom you think might benefit from this video. And although I make a lot of videos on nursing, this particular topic can benefit everybody. So irrespective of whatever reason for which you've migrated to UK, you can still benefit from this video. So just keep sharing and subscribe to this channel, and also don't forget to press the notification bell so that when I upload any video, you don't miss it. God bless you for watching. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.